Hey everyone, Chris here. Want to give you guys an update. We got Pa in the house right now. It's been a busy couple weeks here. You can see in the background, we're working on some projects. For about a month, Straight Line Customs in Burnsville, Minnesota had the C1. They did a bunch of tweaking on it, including painting that cove, which is now a silver color. It doesn't really look that silver from this angle. I need to get it down to really show the appreciation and attention to detail that they did, but they painted the calipers to match, a little bit of green inside to match this green paint color, which if you don't know, this is a Lexus color chip, and this center cove used to be that green. We did that over the last about month and a half. The boys and I went to Chicago, won first place at NXL. The other boys and I went to ICPL Chicago, got 7th place. World Cup's coming up in about 3 weeks, but right now the focus is on Halloween, which is in less than 2 weeks. What's today? Thursday? It's in like 9 days, 10 days, something like that. Pa and I are pretty big into Halloween. You know, we got to be that house in the neighborhood that goes way above and beyond expectations for decorations, just to make, you know, the kids remember. It's always nice to have. I remember homes when I was growing up that had, you know, the king size candy bars or the crazy decorations. We're 2 of those into one, and every year we put a lot of effort into about 5 hours a year, which is about how long trick-or-treaters last. So we're building these platforms because we broke some down to make things a little bit easier. And you know, we've learned over the years things that we, certain ways to put things together that weren't as expected. But so now we had, you saw over there, we made these things mobile. They were about a 4x6, 6x8, some of them, depends on which ones. We broke some of them down, and we're going to combine a bunch, plus put some that we got that are brand new this year onto these larger platforms. So we have Jerry staining this thing right now. We're going to come through and we'll put some more character into it by burning it with a torch. But look at this thing is built better than my deck. We use 2x4s for those rails, 1/2-inch plywood for the spindles here, 1/4 or 3/4 inch plywood for the base, 2x6s for the framework, nice carriage bolts holding everything together. Then we just nail and glue them together. So we're gonna start on this one. We broke down the outhouse that we had up last year. We're gonna rebuild that on here a little bit nicer. We're gonna call this the Stank House. It's a reference to my brother's last name and his family. But so here, this is what we've been doing for we've come here for, I don't know, the last week or so, stay until 10 p.m., get everything set. It's a lot of work. We're cutting, we're gluing, we're bolting, all for our new props here. So for those who don't know, these things are pneumatic. They have air and electrical lines that get ran to them. So each one of them gets triggered, and then the air, powered by a compressor, I'll show you here in a bit, pushes these things forward, and then they interact with the audience with that. I know this is kind of crazy, just for one night out of the year. Crazy how many hours we have into this thing every single year. Again, I told you we've been coming here till like 10 p.m. every night after work for the last week or so, and Halloween's a little bit over a week away, so we got to get going. This is our compressor that we bought just to power all this stuff. It's not so much the PSI that we're worried about, it's the volume, the CFM, how much air we have to push all of these props at once. Alright, I better start helping. Right now what we're going to do, we just put in these channels here because we're going to be hiding the electrical lines, and we're going to put maybe a strobe light or something in the corner here facing up at some of these props. And the new outhouse will be right in the middle here, but we want to hide all those lines. So electrical can be hidden throughout here. The audio boxes will be probably in the back, which I can show you over here. And each prop is going to end up having just one airline that we attach, and it should hopefully be able to dovetail all the props in together. And same thing with one electrical line. So here's what they look like right now inside these boxes. So again, we make these things mobile. These are designed to be put into a set or a haunted house type atmosphere. And this is what the manifold looks like. The control board, you know, everything in here is made from poison prop, but we just modify it slightly to suit our needs. So we have, you know, audio speakers, we got pneumatic lines, electric lines, a whole lot of solenoids that are all controlled electronically by the boom box, or boo box they call it. And then, sorry, everything gets triggered by the sensor right here. Then we just add lights and fog machines and stuff like that. Like the witch, for example, here we added a fog machine that shoots fog up through the deal. So it looks like she's on fire. All right, I'm gonna put this down and start helping them. Just want to give you guys a quick update. I'm still driving the Civic here. She's working out great. Although I did think about selling it for something nicer, but I gotta remember it's just a commuter until the nice new car that you guys don't know about comes in. So as always, I appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Thanks. Okay, it's almost 10 o'clock. I'm gonna wrap it up for the night. Ooh, good thing I had this drop cloth down. So far Jerry got. It's looking pretty good. Here's how the outhouse is looking. And I'll probably update this again maybe next week when we get things going. So we just custom cut all these things. What this guy does is his hands go up in the wall and he bangs his head like so. You know, like he's trying to get into the outhouse, and then this dude down here on the floor will be using Stuart. That's you. Man, that was a lot of work. Then they started working on this prop here. They got 3 of the uprights going. What a mess.